European politics at the University of Kent. Morning to you. Look, I mean, when we look at the United Nations in all of this, it just seems absolutely hopeless. They're not achieving anything, are they?
Well, it's not hopeless at all. The United Nations was the framework in which we could have organized the post-Cold War peace in the first place in terms of sovereign internationalism and the indivisibility of security. Clearly, the vote yesterday was interesting because China abstained. And obviously, in recent time, Russia and China have got very close together. And why have they got close together? Because they fear, and this is not to justify absolutely anything, but simply they fear what they perceive to be Western militarism and the advance of NATO, and in the South Pacific as well, this new AUKUS body, which is specifically designed to contain China. It would mean that Australia wouldn't be having nuclear submarines in the short term, but in the long term. And what are they for? Hunter-killer submarines. So we need to, precisely to step back and explain how we got to where we are today.
But
which is
how will that?
Both sides, by the way.
Sorry, say that again.
It's a tragedy for Ukraine, obviously,
yes,
but also for Russia. And as you say, those demonstrations are important because people are going out. The idea of a land war and this invasion is quite clearly something which has taken everybody, shock. I predicted or assumed that there would be some pinpoint developments after the recognition of the Donbass republics. They'd push back the Ukrainian armed forces, which, don't forget that 80% of the attacks over the last few years on the Donbass have come from the Ukrainian side. The vast majority of the 14,000 deaths have been the Russophone population in the Donbass. And but the idea of a full-scale land invasion was absolutely, beyond anything that we could have imagined.